Namaste Saraswate Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. First of all, please accept my humble obeisances. Also pray to Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva. I seek his blessing so that I can say something valuable. We are reading the discussion between Mother Devahuti and his son, Lord Kapila, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the beginning of third chapter, 29th chapter, that's the last chapter, Mother Devahuti asked a few questions. And one of the questions was, please also describe eternal time, which is a representation of your form, and by whose influence people in general engage in the performance of pious activities. So Lord Kapila is in this chapter and next chapter, he's giving this description of the time factor, how it acts on one, and how it causes fear in oneself who has this knowledge, and enforces them to act in piety. Yad dhruvasya dehasya sanubandasya durmati dhruvani manyate mohan griha kshetra vasunicha. So there are few important words which are being used in this. Adhruvasya, what is temporary, and dhruvani, what is permanent, and the misguided materialist, that's durmati. And if we see, right when Lord Krishna, Sri Bhagavan, he starts speaking in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, he is addressing these, 3 points. First, he is chastising Arjuna for his lamentation. He's saying, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ashocyananu Sochaswam Pragyavadanshya Bhashase Gatashunascha Nanu Shochanti Pandita. He's saying that, oh Arjun, you are speaking like a learned person, but what you are lamenting about is not worthy of the grief, because that is not permanent. Then after that, so that's Durmati, that person who is under the influence of illusion, not very intelligent. Then, second point, just after that, Krishna mentions is Natyavaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipa na chaiva na bhavishyama sarve vayamataha param. What he's saying is that there's never a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to exist. So here, Krishna is accepting the explaining the dhruvam part. That the very first thing Krishna explains is that you are not this body, but you are the soul, and the soul is permanent. We read many times that Bhagavad Gita has, five subject matters, and out of those, four are permanent, and out of the four permanent ones, uh, soul is one of the permanent. Thing. Ishvara Kala, including Ishvara and Kala, Prakriti also. So here, same thing is being explained. What is Lord Kapila explaining? That these foolish men are actually uh, not thinking about their durmati, and their durmati because there is uh, there is no understanding of what is dhruvam and what is adhruvam, what is permanent and what is not permanent. And uh, one way to think about it is that thinking about something which is not permanent as permanent. But the real permanent thing is the soul, and the impermanent thing is the body and things which are related to the body. And that's where देहिनो अस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारम यौवनम जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, similarly at the end, at the death, it passes from one body to another. It is just like changing the clothes in the morning, every morning. um, Vaishnavas, or sober beings, intelligent beings, they take bath and they uh, change their clothes. So just like that, at the end of this body, you get a new body depending on the karma. Uh, so just like that, here we can understand that it is not very intelligent to think about that all these kinsmen, all these land, wealth, house I have, which is in relationship to this body, is going to be permanent. But that is what a misguided materialist person thinks about. And Srila Prabhupada is explaining the exactly same thing in the purport, that uh, there are materialists who think that people in Krishna consciousness are crazy. And why they're thinking that they're crazy is because these materialists do not have the right understanding that this body is, no matter what one does, it's going to be destroyed at the end of this life. One cannot uh, one cannot just have this body permanently. And that's why people in Krishna consciousness, they are engaged in taking care of the soul and not the body. This reminded me of a Shukti Vach, or a shlok which I had in my childhood memorized. यो ध्रुवाणि परित्यज्य अध्रुवं परिसेवते ध्रुवाणि तस्य नश्यन्ति चाध्रुवं नष्टमेव हि. This is Chanakya Pandit, he gives this shloka, and the translation for this is that he who gives up what is imperishable for what is for that which is perishable loses that which is imperishable, and doubtlessly loses that which is perishable also. How we can understand this is that if you have something, a English translation of that is that a bird in hand is better than the two in bushes. Or it's important to know that what you have, which is imperishable, and taking care of that. So our soul is imperishable, and we should take care of the soul, uh, and not so much into the uh, indulge into the maintenance and taking care of this body. We should have the maintenance. It's not that we should ignore it, but what should be the primary focus? And the primary focus should be the maintenance of the and taking care of the soul, because the soul is what is our real identity. And if we give up the our duties around the soul, uh, which is Krishna consciousness, and chase around to uh, take care of our body and things which are related to body, then as the time factor, as the time factor, Krishna will take away this body, and with that, all the things which are related to this body are taken away in a moment of time. No, it is no matter how much of wealth one has accumulated, how many uh, friends and family members one have, and how nicely one has served their country. Uh, at the end of the life, that all is gone, and what is carried on with us is all the uh, karma, whether good or bad, we have done, and that decides what is the next birth, what kind of body we'll have, and what kind of facilities we'll have, what kind of family will be born in, and so on and so forth. So it is very important that we focus on our Krishna conscious activities. Then, in the second part of the purport, Srila Prabhupada then clarifies this point that uh, it does not mean that we ignore this relationship, we ignore this body. He's saying that everything has a relationship with Krishna. And when all economic development and material advancement are utilized to advance the cause of Krishna consciousness, a new phase of progressive life arises. So we hear this, um, that we want to, as Krishna conscious devotees, we want to we want to transcend the modes of material nature. We want to aim for Shuddha Satogun. But here, by this sentence, everything has a relationship with Krishna. Even we can utilize the mode of uh, passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, all in the service of Krishna consciousness. Okay, we can try to understand that by examples. So, for example, everything which has creation involved in it requires mode of passion. That's why Lord Brahma is the said as the master of mode of passion. He takes care of, because he has to do creation in this world. So similarly, there are any kind of creation, be it a temple, creation of temple, be it creation of a Krishna conscious family, um, or establishing, various kind of movements, that all involves creation. And because that creation is happening, a mode of passion is there. So it's not that we cannot utilize mode of passion. Similarly, uh, anger is considered as in mode of ignorance. But we do see that there are many times, devotees, great Krishna conscious devotees, uh, are in the mode of ignorance by showing this um, side of anger. But that anger is also being utilized in uh, Krishna's service. For example, um, the battle of Kurukshetra. Now, one cannot fight a battle without being angry, and anger is in the mode of ignorance. But this mode of ignorance is not same as the mode of ignorance which one has who is not in Krishna consciousness. It is just that one is utilizing uh, each and everything in the service of Krishna, and then uh, that thing becomes absolute. So even the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and what to speak of mode of goodness, everything can be utilized in the service of Krishna. Similarly, uh, the other bodily concepts like family. Here we are seeing that the materialists are thinking that this body, and because of that uh, body, the other relationships are permanent. They are not permanent, but at the same time, one can utilize these things in the service of Krishna consciousness. You know, what can one do if the body is ailing? What can one do if the body is not healthy enough to perform the service of Krishna? So that's why one has to take care of the services. One has to take care of one's body so that um, one can perform the uh, services to Krishna. Here I'm reading this wonderful um, paragraph by Burijan Prabhu in his commentary on this chapter. One should remember, however, that it is not the objects in this world that are Maya. Rather, illusion bewitches the conditioned souls into viewing temporary objects both as if they were permanent and as if they existed simply for their pleasure. In addition, due to Maya's potent spell, the conditioned souls imagine that the objects themselves bring happiness. Souls in Maya's kingdom therefore continue their frustrating attempts to combine their senses with the sense objects that compel them. Regardless of specific nature of particular bodies, all embodied souls remain addicted to petty, self-centered pleasure. And this is what exactly is Maya. That one, no matter what kind of body one has, feels very comfortable and doesn't want to give up that body. Even a hog is very much attached to the body. From a human point of view, if you look at a hog who is eating all the abominable kind of things and is living in an abominable condition, we see that what a miserable life a hog has. But a hog is very much happy with his body, and that is what is illusion. Okay. um, Even though Krishna is giving us a surety that give up all sorts of religion and come and surrender to me, and I will take care of you, but we are not ready to do that, and that is what is the illusion. Okay. um, so this is the point which I wanted to highlight, uh, that first is that what is Durmati? Durmati is that accepting or thinking that this body is permanent, and the things which are related to this body are permanent, but that is something which is impermanent. And Lord Kapila will describe in this chapter and the next chapter how uh, the effect of time uh, is on this body, and then how one's body becomes slowly and slowly decays. Once how one's body decays slowly, and then ultimately um, loses this soul loses this body and then takes up another body, and then depending on the karma goes through the hellish planet, and then suffering, and after that gets the next body. That's the subject matter of next chapter, where Lord Kapila will describe that how one gets into the womb of the mother, and and the fermentation of the semen, and how the body starts developing, and that's a very uncomfortable position in the womb of the mother, and soul actually goes and prays to soul is praying to the Lord for that miserable condition, is asking for forgiveness. Okay, but this cycle, but as soon as the birth happens, uh, you forget everything, and this cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death continues. And that's why Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna consciousness is the way out, where we can utilize everything in the service of Krishna, and take care of the permanent thing which we have, the dhruvam, that is this soul, and it's very important for us to take care of the soul and utilize everything in the service of Krishna. So with that, I would like to stop here. We have few minutes left. See if there are any comments, corrections, reflections one wants to share.
Hare Krishna devotees, no comments. Thank you for your class. One commercial that on Saturday morning we need help for harvesting vegetables. So if you're available for 1 hour, please let me know. We're starting harvesting vegetables 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So you're going to use those vegetables on Sunday feast. Thank you. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. If you can clarify the location as well, Prabhuji.
I'll send it to the message. Whoever contact me, whoever are available, I'll give them the address.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
No questions, comments, and over to you, Madhupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Madhupati Prabhu, over to you. Looks like Prabhuji is in case, so we can chant Narsimha prayer and Vaishnav Pranam mantra and end the call. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jalan. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you're back. Please take over.
We wish you all a Krishna conscious day and offer our praise to Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shina Singho, Jai Singho, Jai Jai Singho. प्रह्लादेश जय पद्म मुख पद्म भृंगम उग्रवीरम
Gurviram
महावीरम सर्वतोमुखम
Avantam Sarvatomukham
नरसिंहम भीषण पद्म
Vighnavisam
मृत्यु मृत्युम नमामि हम। नरसिंह भगवान की जय, प्रहलाद
Jai
महाराज की जय।
Jai
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpataruvasya kripa
Vanchakalpataruvasya
sindhu
Vipasindhuvasya Patitanam
kanam
Pavanam
bhavanevaya
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah
वैष्णविंद की जय।
Jai
ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai
प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai
गुरु प्रेमानंदे।
Hari Bol. Thank you everybody. Hari Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.